Ok, hola a todos. Hoy tenemos un invitado muy especial, Charlie. ¿Cómo estás, bro?
Muy bien, gracias. Gracias, Jalen. ¿Cómo estás
Ok,
tú?
todo bien. No me puedo quejar. Te tengo unas preguntas, ¿ok? Primero, dime o dinos un poco sobre ti para que la gente te conozca mejor.
Ok, pues soy Charlie. Yo vivo en Texas, yo vivo en Austin, Texas, y estoy aprendiendo español
Ujú.
por los últimos como 3 años y medio, algo así.
Ok,
Yo empecé de aprender español en septiembre de 2019.
ok.
Entonces, más que 3 años y medio. Y para mí es muy lento, muy lento. Estoy disléxico y no puedo hacer muchas cosas bien, pero gracias a Dios estoy hablando español.
Qué chévere, bro, qué chévere. Ok, y dime un poco más, ¿cómo ha sido tu experiencia? ¿Tienes la dislexia? ¿Cómo
Sí.
te afecta? ¿Cómo te afecta el aprendizaje?
Pues,
¿Cómo te afecta?
ok, pues um, me afecto. Es, yo tomo más tiempo
Ujú,
para aprender cosas. Entonces, yo pensé que voy a aprender español en un año y tres
ujú,
años después, todavía estoy intermedio bajo.
ujú,
Pues, ¿y qué más? Ya, no puedo escribir bien, um, pero yo puedo leer. um, yo puedo leer. Ese es, realmente eso es todo. Yo leo muy lento y
ujú,
no puedo escribir bien, pero am, otras cosas también, como fechas.
ujú.
Estoy muy mal con fechas y cosas así, pero no me importa. Nunca sabía que estoy disléxico toda mi vida. Yo encontré esa cuando ya tenía 38 años.
Sí,
Ya.
¿cómo? ¿Cómo? ¿Qué pasó?
Porque yo tengo los síntomas.
Ajá,
Yo tengo
síntomas.
los síntomas y yo vi un video o unos videos y yo pensé que eso es probablemente que tengo. Yo siempre pensé que estoy estúpido porque
Mm.
yo fue horrible en la escuela y no pude leer hasta bien. Yo, yo, le- yo leí como un niño hasta tenía 20 años.
Oh, wow.
Entonces
Okay.
yo aprendí cómo leer suficiente cuando ya vivíamos solo, cuando ya
Okay.
estoy un adulto.
Okay. Okay. Entonces, aprendes mejor mm, en las conversaciones.
Um, no sé, porque yo hice las aplicaciones como Rosetta Stone
Ajá.
con elegir una foto. Madre es la mujer.
Ujú,
Yo puedo hacer eso.
ujú.
Ah,
Y lo haces
y
bien.
sí,
Ah,
yo hice Rosetta Stone hasta tuve que escribir me molesto y yo paré. Si,
mm,
si yo tuve que escribir algo, nunca hice esos exercises,
ujú. Ejercicios.
ejercicios.
Sí, 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 sí.
Ah, y yo empecé a usar Duolingo también por como 6 meses y yo traté italki.
Mm,
Después aprendiendo por 6 meses, yo
ujú.
empecé de usar italki. Y yo recuerdo, estaba muy nervioso hablar con otra persona porque
Ujú,
también estoy tímido,
ujú.
realmente estoy tímido,
Sí.
aunque
Pero
yo
crees que tú
publico
crees,
mis videos. Dime.
crees que tú aprendes mejor a través del, no sé,
Sí,
de las
sí.
conversaciones en iTalki y todo eso.
Pues sí, yo puedo hablar por qué mis lecciones en italki.
Mm,
Eso es donde estoy practicando de hablar,
mm,
pero yo aprendo gramática y cómo decir oraciones con Duolingo.
mm,
Yeah, entonces es muy lento, es cuando puedo, cuando puedo hacer algo, y hay mucho repetición.
ajá, repeticiones o repetición, sí.
Sí, hay mucho repeticiones en las aplicaciones.
Ok,
En-
bro,
entonces,
ahora tengo muchos pensamientos en mi cabeza, bro. Ok, ¿te afecta la dislexia más en inglés que español o es lo mismo?
creo que los dos. Y aprendiendo español es la cosa que más ayuda me en inglés. Yo puedo
Sí,
leer ahora en inglés mejor que ever
mejor que
before.
nunca, mejor que
Mejor que
nunca, sí.
nunca.
Ok,
Yeah.
ok. Eso es un poco raro, pero es
Yeah.
muy chévere.
And a lot of times I get really excited about that because sometimes I don't even realize it, man. Like when I read a sentence out loud and it's just something simple and I'm like, damn.
Sí, no, pero cool, bro, qué cool. Ok, ¿y por qué empezaste a aprender español?
Yo siempre quería aprender desde era niño. Mi padre era de Honduras. En,
Mm,
entonces, ese lado de mi familia habla español, pero
oh,
nunca,
por eso tienes el apellido Molina.
sí,
Ok,
sí, claro,
ok.
de mi papá. Ese lado de mi familia habla español y yo nunca aprendí español, nada de español.
Mm,
Y mi
pero
esposa
tú,
también. Mi esposa es de Colombia. Nosotros hemos casados casi 20 años.
ok, ¿de qué parte?
Barranquilla.
Ok, ok.
Yeah. Mi esposa es de Barranquilla. Ella
Ella
habla
es
español.
costeña,
Ella es
costeña.
costeña. Yeah. Yo nunca sabía nada de eso, que ella es costeña hasta el año pasado, you
Pero
know?
ella habla español.
Sí,
Oh,
pero
ok, ok,
nunca
ok, ok,
conmigo.
ok.
Realmente nosotros todavía no hablamos en español.
Entiendo, bro. Entiendo. Mi esposa habla español también, pero no,
Yeah,
vosotros no.
yeah, no, solo por el internet.
Sí, 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 entiendo, bro. Ok. Ok, entonces tú querías aprender porque tu familia habla español.
Yeah.
Ok,
Y
está
yo
bien, bro.
siempre quería, yo escuché las canciones en español desde era niño, pero nunca sabía qué estoy diciendo o cantando.
Mm.
Y, pero, yeah,
No, pero en verdad, bro, tú eres muy inspirador, bro, porque tú tienes un trastorno, tú tienes la dislexia. Y aunque tengas la dislexia, todavía sigues aprendiendo, bro. Es, for real,
yeah,
that's really motivational, bro. Seriously.
gracias, gracias. Yeah, um, yeah, I don't know how to really, yeah, I don't know how to really explain that, man. It's like things can every time that I tried to learn throughout my life with whatever app that was out. I bought Rosetta Stone 15 years ago or something like that.
Mhm,
I don't even, yeah, it was years ago. I have it on discs.
mhm,
I never could get past, I could only get up to the point where it's like now they want you to start writing things. And it wasn't until after I really learned that I'm dyslexic, and I I stopped trying to do the things that I just can't do. And
mhm,
that's always, I guess, what I thought. I'll never be able to get it until I can spell manzana. You
mhm.
know, that
Yeah.
is not going to happen.
Okay. Nah, for real, that's motivational, bro.
Thanks.
No, sigamos en español. Ok, ¿cuál es tu canción favorita en español?
Ahora mismo,
Sí.
no sé, mi canción favorito. Oh, no sé, muchos, tengo muchas canciones. Um,
Ok, ¿cuál fue la última canción que, que escuchaste?
um, no sé, vamos a ver.
Sí, dime cuál canción viene a la mente, a tu mente.
Ok.
Y después de eso, quiero que, quiero que la cantes.
No.
¿Por qué no? Bro, todos mis invitados, bro, siempre cantan, bro.
Siempre cantan.
Sí, bro,
Ok.
es como una regla, bro.
Oh, man, no sé, como algo de Camilo, algo de Ricky Martin. Sí,
Ricky
sí.
Martin, ok, canta, bro.
Ok, como tú lo recuerdo,
Ok.
¿sabes esa canción? Tu recuerdo sigue aquí como un aguacero, rompe fuerte sobre mí,
Eh,
pero fuego lento.
eh,
No, no sé las palabras, las
sí, sí, sí.
letras.
Pero las canciones te ayudan a aprender español, ¿crees?
No, no,
No.
todo el mundo dicen esa, como yo aprendí español con las canciones. Ay, Dios mío, después 3 años, si no estoy leyendo las letras, ni idea qué están diciendo.
No, te entiendo, bro, te entiendo. Ok,
Yeah.
¿y te gusta ver las series en Netflix o no?
Sí, ok,
Ok,
eso es algo que me ayudó
sí.
mucho. Las
Ok.
series de Berenquilla se llama La Reina del Flow.
Oh, bro, es mi favorita, bro, es mi favorita, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yo miré esta series este año,
Sí,
dos épocas, temporadas,
sí,
las
sí.
dos temporadas.
¿Has visto todo?
Sí,
Ok,
sí,
ok.
sí, esa me ayuda increíble.
Ok, déjame buscar esa canción, bro. Como, y
De Reina
vuelo
del
yo, ¿sabes?
Yeah.
Sí. Y vuelo yo como una ave finita, ¿qué fuego surgió? Bro.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Sí, bro. Ese es el top of the list,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, yo me encanta.
Ok, ¿qué más?
Esa.
¿Qué más?
Um,
Dime otra.
no, en por supuesto, italki es el mejor cosa que yo
No,
dis,
bro, quiero que me digas más series de Netflix.
no sé, no sé, porque yo acabo de terminar La Reina del Flow como
Oh,
hace
okay.
unos
Esa es
meses.
tu primera
La,
serie en
prime-
Netflix.
la primera
Okay.
serie es que lo vi. Yo, no, yo traté de mirar esa, creo que todo el mundo la vi. It's like extra en español. Es una serie para aprender español, pero no es, no es, no es buena. Y
Extra.
es extra en español.
Nunca he escuchado de eso.
Ellos, ah, hay una series, en esa series está en muchos idiomas,
Ah,
pero no está doblado. Ellos record, they made it in every language to learn those languages.
oh, okay.
Se ve como las series Friends en inglés,
Ujú.
por esos que me digan. Se ve como las series Friends, pero en español.
Mm, ok, entiendo. Ok, bro, vamos a cambiar el idioma. Let's talk in English a little bit.
All right.
Just in case there was anything in Spanish that you wanted to say that you didn't really get to say. So we can kind of go back through everything. So for one, like I said, man, very, very inspirational that you have dyslexia and that you're continuing to learn and that you made the progress that you made. Because even though you might think it's slow, bro, there's people that have put in the exact same time as you or more that are at the same point as you or worse than you. Of course, there's people that are better too, but that's normal. But there's people, bro. Before I got like serious about Spanish, I mean, I literally must have spent like 5 years between like Duolingo, high school Spanish, all of this other stuff, and like I definitely wouldn't have been able to do what you're doing right now. So you might think it's slow, but like I said, very, very inspirational that you're like not making excuses for yourself and like you're getting the work done, man.
Thank you. Thank you. This, after you reach a certain point, then it's like you have control over the intermediate part.
Yeah.
I had vocabulary probably for the last 2 years, but I couldn't
Mhm.
make the sentences.
Right.
And so now I'm actually able to talk, even though I mess up gender and I mess up tense a lot of times.
Yeah, that's part of the process though. That's
Yeah.
normal. To me, it's normal. I mean, like, obviously, like if you were a little kid in Spanish or something, you wouldn't mess it up as much. But you're coming
Right.
from a totally different language, you're starting from scratch. I always say on my channel that like my embarrassing moments in Spanish are like what helps me learn the most. Like whether it's like someone correcting me or literally just me watching my own video or thinking about something I said, I'm like, why did I say that? I know that's not how you say that. And it kind of like burns in your brain and then you don't make the mistake as much anymore. So that's just,
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
I have every hour of me learning Spanish recorded.
yeah. It's painful to watch, right? Does it hurt to
I
watch
I
it?
I cannot. It's so slow. It is. It is so slow. It is.
Nah, man. It's I wish see you did it the right way, man. I wish I recorded more of my beginning stuff. Cause obviously like I still make mistakes and like bro, I don't even try to correct myself anymore. Actually, when we started this video, I will have to watch it back. But like, like when you accidentally like slip up, you try to say something and your tongue just like goes the wrong way. Like I try to say conozca and like I don't know what I said. I don't even know if I said conozca or anything close to it, but I didn't even feel like correcting it. I could have corrected them and say, whatever. I know what I was trying to say. Everyone else knows what I'm trying to say. I don't care. So I wish I had more stuff in the beginning when I didn't know what mistakes I
Yeah.
was making. I would love to watch like my first day in Spanish, like, and I can't.
Yeah, so only my first I have my first lesson recorded, but I didn't know how to record then. And you can't hear my teacher. So you can hear from the second from you can hear me on the first one, on my
Hmm.
very first, and that was 6 months of learning Spanish with Duolingo and Rosetta Stone. And I was doing
Yeah,
both of those every day.
yeah,
L- Obsession level though. Like
right.
once I was like, oh, you could just skip all the writing exercises and then voice text the ones that you have to do. That was like now I was in it. So after 6 months of that, you can hear my first lesson. And I don't think there was a legit sentence said in that first lesson.
Hey man, like I said, the fact that
After
you
six
did it,
months.
yeah, the fact that you did it, like I think no matter where you're at right now, and no matter where you end up,
Yeah.
you have, like you said, your very first speaking lesson, and you will always be able to show like that big gap and like how much you've conquered. I don't have that, and so like I have like
Yeah.
some videos from my first year, but I was like, I only started recording like kind of when I was confident enough to record, right? And so sometimes like no one's really called me a liar or anything, but I know some people are probably thinking like, he didn't start off that bad as he says, and blah blah blah, you know.
I think everybody goes through that. I thought that about everybody online, you
Yeah.
know. The first time that I saw Mike Ben's
Oh, I told him
videos.
to his face that I thought he was a liar. Yeah. Yeah.
I, but no, he's absolutely legit,
Yeah, for
man.
sure.
And it goes, that's the difference between someone who knows how to study and someone who doesn't.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
exactly what that is.
Yeah, whether he got it right on accident or on purpose, he did it the right way. And I've told Mike this before too. Like he's a big reason that I'm where I'm at with my Spanish now because
I
during the
said that to
quarantine,
him too.
yeah,
I
no,
said to him
seriously, I
too.
saw his videos during quarantine, and like I said at first, I'm like, this guy's. I don't want to cuss, but I was like, this guy's a fucking liar. Like, there's no way that I've been doing Duolingo for like 2 years, and like in like 4 months, he's talking better than me. It's impossible. And so I followed him more as like an investigator. I'm like, I'm gonna catch this guy. And then I'm like seeing the progress. I'm like, I don't know, man. This guy's just like slowly getting better. And it just, I'm like, yeah, he's just doing italki lessons. I'm like, that's what I need to be doing. I need to just be
But
talking to people.
dude, like, okay, so I have no idea how to use subjunctive. I cannot use it. I can't say sentences with those on purpose. Some
Mm-hmm.
sentences I just say like espero que estés bien. I didn't know that that was subjunctive. I was just repeating what I've heard other people tell me,
It's the best way to
and
do it.
so I had no idea. So there's a few sentences that I'll just naturally do it, but if I try to say something in subjunctive, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it was like he had only been learning Spanish 8 months and he's explaining subjunctive and I still can't get it. I can't get it.
Man, you know what, man? I don't want to like go into like a grammar lesson, but I bet you can use it. Like you just said, you use it on accident, which is what pretty much
Mhm.
all native speakers do. Like you just learn how to say certain things. Like you learn that if I say espero or if I say aunque, if I say certain things, I need to change the next word, right? Or I need to change the next verb that comes up. And so you might not even be able to explain that if you're a native speaker. You're just like,
Right.
bro, like it's the subjunctive. Like that's just what you do. And that, like the way that you just said, that's the way that you should go about it. Just knowing that if I'm talking about this, then I need to change the word. You don't necessarily like need to be able to explain it in detail. But if you want a quick little explanation, the reason that English speakers get so confused by the subjunctive is because, are you good with grammar terms? Do you know grammar terms?
I do
Okay.
not.
then I will not speak in grammar terms. But the way that we're talking right now, which is the indicative, like when we're talking about whatever stuff in this moment, it's totally different than Spanish. If a Spanish speaker says something, it is a fact, or they believe it's a fact.
Mhm.
So anything outside of that needs to be the subjunctive, right? So, like you said, espero que estés bien. I hope that you're good. If I say espero que estás bien, it doesn't make sense because, like, I can't hope for something that already exists. I have to hope for something that doesn't exist.
Oh, it's like, I hope you are good.
Yeah,
Or
like, but in
yeah,
English, we use the exact same words. It's just a contextual thing. You're like, yeah, you're
yeah.
hoping that I'm good, but you don't actually know. So because it's not factual, you need to change it. And so what other subjunctive stuff did you say, off the top of your
I
head?
I can't name another subjunctive thing. That's like the only thing that I I recognize that I'm actually using estes.
Okay, I'll give you another example then. Almost anytime, no, not almost anytime. Anytime you say quiero que and you're talking about someone else, well, not even someone else. If you say quiero que, you're automatically in the subjunctive because
Right.
I'm now saying I want that, whatever, right? Let's just say we'll use the word thesis, right? You say. If I say thesis, I am saying factually that you say or you are saying something. But if I'm telling you I want you to say something, I can't say quiero que dices. That doesn't make sense because I will be saying I want and then you said. It doesn't make sense. Or you say.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. Quiero que digas because I want you to potentially say this thing. So that's the difference. In Spanish, when you say a word, it's a fact.
Right. And I think I'm just about to the point where I'm going to start learning the conjunctions to um to the
Just,
subjunctives.
just dive in head first, bro. Just use it completely wrong and just have people correct you. That's the best way.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
seriously. Just
That's how the whole thing's been going.
yeah, no, it's really the best way. I would say, like I said, the way native speakers learn it is that they have like triggers. Para que, quiero que, espero que, aunque.
Yeah.
Like they have these things that they say and they don't even think about it. Once they say it, they know they're in a subjunctive. That's the way to go about it. Once you say espero que, like you said, to say espero que estés bien. You don't know why. You don't need to know why. Once you say espero que, you need to be talking in a
It
different
has
tense
to
of the
be
verb.
subjunctive, right?
Yeah.
That's a
And
big
so that's
thing.
the way to go about doing it. So you're on the right path. 100%.
Yeah. What about you? How did so you okay, no. I saw in your videos that you have a friend in Colombia
Mm-hmm.
who, instead of italki, you use your friend, but I guess it sounds like you use it exactly
Yeah,
like an
same concept.
italki.
That's why I always tell people to use
But just
iTalki. Yeah.
yeah, but just having a friend to do that. How'd you end up finding them, and how did y'all work that deal out?
Man, you know what? He was a very good weightlifter, right? So I followed him because of weightlifting. He was a Pan American champion, blah, blah, blah. And, like I said, I did Duolingo and stuff. So I could message certain things in Spanish. Looking back at it, it's probably horrible. I should go look up the messages. But, if you post some lifting, I'll say good job or like, man, I want to be that strong or something like that. Right. And then the quarantine happened and I was watching Mike's videos and I saw him like talking to people on iTalking and stuff. And I'm like, I should do that. Like, that's the way. That's the way. Like, that's the best way to learn.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, me and Will, we had like a relationship, but it was very weak because I couldn't speak Spanish. So I literally just one day I was like, hey, like what's the economic situation like in Colombia? Like, are y'all working? Like, are y'all open? Because we're all closed down and stuff, but we were getting, we got some stimulus checks, we got some unemployment type things, and I don't want to put like his family business out there, but things were not going well in Colombia. They were not getting stimulus checks. They weren't getting really
Right.
anything.
They didn't get
Yeah.
none of that.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they shut it down too.
Yeah, exactly. So when he told me that, I was like, man, like, is this like a mistranslation? I'm like, if you can't work and you're not getting a check, like how, like what is happening? And he's just like, yeah, we're not getting anything. I was like, what? Like, and so I was like, hey, bro, like, I know
How
you're
they
not like
stop
necessarily.
yeah, and in some of those some countries too, it was military stopping people from work.
Yeah, no, that's exactly, yeah, exactly. And so yeah, I literally just said, hey, bro, like, I know you're not like a Spanish teacher, but what if you just talk to me in Spanish? Like we figure it out for like an hour and I pay you like a professional rate. Like you tell me how much money you want, I'll pay it. And I mean, like the price that he suggested was like, I was like, I can't, I feel like I'm robbing you. Like I know I need to pay you more than this. Like, so
I've done that a couple
yeah,
of times too.
yeah, I'm like, nah, bro. Like this is crazy. Like, so I paid him a decent amount that I thought it was worth. And yeah, we just got started and he takes a lot of pride in it, which is why I send people to him now. Now, like he does it all the time for other people. But he didn't have to. I just said I wanted to talk to him, and he would be like, "Hey, I got some curriculum for us today. Like we're gonna go over this," and I printed it out and all this other stuff. I'm like, "Damn, bro, like
Oh
you,
yeah,
you
he
serious?"
really dove into it.
Yeah, yeah. No, he was like, "Yo, if you're gonna do this, like I want your accent to be on point. I want you to learn like the foundation, and we go all the way up to the top. Like I don't want to just like take your money and not take
That's
this
cool.
seriously." Yeah, and so I really feel comfortable sending like random people to him. I'll send like if someone says anything about learning Spanish, I'm like, hey, I got the perfect guy for you. Like he will like seriously take you there. Super good dude.
That's cool. You
Yeah.
started with a friend who you knew, and then you started learning with him. And I became friends with the guy who I took my first lesson with.
Yeah.
And I still take lessons with him every week.
Bro, that's the way, man. I was talking to
Yeah.
Mike about this on the live. I was saying that's one of the I wanted to start learning Portuguese, right? And one of the things that drove my Spanish learning was that I had him, I had my wife's family. And so there's these connections. It's like I want to learn so that I can have better conversations with these people so we can have more, we can like strengthen our connection. I don't know anyone that speaks Portuguese. So I have like no like hard desire to learn it. Like I want to, but every time I want to start, I'm like, it's not like I'm gonna have a conversation with somebody tomorrow. Like,
Right. And yeah, it's surprising how much you can understand a whole lot more if you're reading Portuguese
oh yeah, 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 for sure.
than than listening to it, but it is surprising like how many things that I think I understand what I'm hearing in Italian and in Portuguese.
Yeah.
I heard somebody today on a YouTube video. I was just for some reason I was just watching somebody have a conversation on Omegle, and
In what language?
it was in English too. I didn't even
Oh,
I don't even know. I guess he's normally a reactioner, and then he had a live, and he was on Omegle, and then I just was like, oh shoot, I'll just listen to these people because I've never had a good conversation on Omegle.
I've never even got on there before. I thought about it, but I never have.
I don't know if it's worth it or not, man. I think it can be a tool that's used, but I'm not a huge fan.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was really surprised because they paused because the girl that the guy was talking to had to talk to someone else. And I was like, oh wow, I think I understand sleeping. It sounds exactly like durmiendo and
Hmm.
and a few things like that. I was really surprised. I was like, I think I understand what they're talking about.
Yeah, man. I was on the elevator yesterday and I thought these two people were speaking Spanish because the first thing she said, like she pointed at him, she said nariz, and she said something else about nariz, and I'm like, oh, I'm about to jump in. I'm about to
Yeah,
say,
let's
hey, I
do
speak
this.
Spanish, let's be friends. But And she kept talking. I'm like, whoa, that's not Spanish. That must be Portuguese. But it might have
Portuguese.
been European Portuguese because it didn't sound very familiar. I just
Yeah,
understood
there's
notes and I didn't understand what they said after that. So it was different.
yeah. No, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. How'd you start your channel?
Honestly, it started off as a fitness thing, a fitness
Yeah,
fitness and self-improvement thing, which is now it's still self-improvement. I've just kind of shifted it to self-improvement and languages more. I still post some fitness stuff, but obviously like if you ever see like my first like 3 or 4 videos, like heavy fitness, like 40-minute workout and just me like talking over the workout and stuff. But I got my other social media for that, and I think I get more interaction with language stuff here, so I'll probably shift the channel that way. But yeah, I just started to be like a self improvement thing, and
yeah,
I realized that I was learning a language, and that's considered self improvement, as weird as it is. And so I started posting stuff, and like I said, the majority of my interaction, the majority of my podcast ends up being language learning stuff. People think it's cool, and they think yeah, I mean, like I said about you earlier, it's like really inspirational, man, to see someone
that's
put the
neat.
time and effort into that and seeing it actually play out, you know.
I want to do the same thing, fitness wise. I got my dumbbells and everything right there. And I'm wanting because I'm starting exactly like I did with Spanish. I'm not
Yeah.
someone who works out. I'm not I'm not in shape. So I fell off track. I started too hard and I shook myself. I was so sore. I was like, I'm never working out again.
That happens a lot.
I'm
Yeah.
some I'm so sore and I was recording myself and I'm like, I'm never fucking posting this. This is
Yeah.
terrible. I was like doing a cheesy leg workout, right?
Yeah.
It was only supposed to be like 20 something minutes. And about 13 minutes later, I'm just sitting there while the video is going on. I was done. And then it was, dude, I don't think I could walk for like a week.
Yeah. That
It was
happens a
that,
lot, man. Yeah, that's not surprising. But I think you
and
should
then
do it though, man.
yeah,
I think and so this is something I've noticed about my own channel. The more stuff you have going on, the less traction you're gonna pick up in the beginning. So because my channel is not purely Spanish,
mhm,
I don't get as much I don't get as many views and interaction as someone that's like only Spanish content or only fitness content. But I do think the people that interact with me are once they do interact and once they do subscribe, I think that they're like in it. They're like I am my brand. It's not the Spanish. It's not the fitness. It's me. You know. So I
I
think it'll be the
agree.
same for you. I think if you
I
do fitness and Spanish, people will say I follow Charlie for Charlie, not Charlie's Spanish journey, not his fitness. Like I like this guy.
I think all of it is kind of related to any kind of self-improvement. You just got to
Yeah.
keep doing it. And yeah,
Yeah. You
I
just have
know
to.
that.
Yeah. I think for you because I mean from what I saw, anyways, almost all of your content is Spanish right now, right?
Yeah, all of my content. Well, I was trying to make so I have other channels too that aren't unrelated to that, and that's work related. I fix
Mm,
dents and things like that. Those
yeah.
channels were doing actually really well. And I actually but I gave up everything else when I started learning Spanish.
Hmm.
Probably sometime in that first year, I realized that it really is becoming a passion and I can't do food videos and work videos, and dog videos. I don't do anything personal. I really don't have the camera
Yeah.
pointed at my wife and I can't do stuff like that. I'm a
Yeah.
shy person at like that and
Right.
I also have the things that are private and
Hmm.
everything that's public is fine to be public. Work, dogs, food, enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think I actually told Mike this on a live too. I think you can connect those things, especially as
Mhm.
your Spanish increases. Like, where Mike is, he can talk about anything. So I told him, like, if you feel like you can't make content, uh tell us about your tennis in Spanish, bro. People can get their Spanish comprehension practice. They can learn about tennis if they care about that, but you'll kind of be serving everyone's needs. So kind of the same thing for you. I think you just have to be really intentional if you're going to do it and say, hey, like, I just want to show people that like you can do everything that you want to do. If you just kind of
Mhm.
like post a fitness video, people might be like, what the hell is that? But if you kind of make a statement like, hey, I'm going to be uploading all kinds of stuff on here. Like, I want to show you that, like, I wasn't good at fitness and I made it. I wasn't good at Spanish and I made it. I used to not be
Mhm.
good at my work and I'm here now. Like, I'm gonna be uploading all kinds of stuff on here. I think people will get behind it. I like everything, bro. If I see someone making progress in something, I really don't care what it is. I'm like, I like this dude. I want to watch this stuff.
No, I was watching some of yours and it's motivating. I don't see myself holding 220 pounds over my head like ever, but
Hey man, but I didn't think that when I started either. And maybe you won't. Maybe you won't. But you just take it a day at a time. And
yeah, but
it's
I can see
just
myself being in better shape.
exactly, bro. That's what it's all
Yeah.
about. And yeah, just like I said, take it a day at a time. It's all about consistency, just like your Spanish journey. You can't study 18 hours a day. You probably could one day and you'll smoke yourself out and you wouldn't want to do it the next day or maybe for a whole week, like you said about the workout, right? And so it's
Right.
the exact same thing in everything. It's about, filling that cup up a little bit every day, but not
Yeah.
overflowing.
Yeah, that's it.
Uh,
Yeah, no, I shook myself so much that I stopped. I just stopped and
yeah.
I was in it for a couple of weeks and then one bad leg workout and then that was it. And that was it. I just straight up quit, man.
I can only imagine how bad that was to make you just say, I'm over
Yeah.
this.
No, and I have it recorded too, and I'm like, nope, I'm putting that in the vault.
That's hilarious. Nah, you should release that, man. You should show
Yeah,
us.
yeah,
One
something
day you
like
should
that.
show us. It'll be a good throwback. When you make it to like a crazy point in your fitness journey,
Yeah.
you can say, let me show you guys this old video where I almost just gave up on everything.
Right. Yeah, no, maybe I'll bring that one out if I get back, if I can actually hold down a routine. And I got some apps now about to try to make a fitness routine because I didn't really
Hey
have
man,
one. I was
well,
just trying to do one online.
Well,
Uh,
you can always text me, man. I'll help you. I make plans for people online, for a price, but if it's not me making you a plan and you just want to ask me questions, I'd never charge people for that. So if you just want help or guidance, just text me, man. Shoot me a text. I'll help you with it.
Thanks. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. So, I love to see it,
I
man.
d
I love to see it.
Yeah. I did have other hobbies like, because we used to go out to eat a ton and I traveled all over the country and we lived in an RV, so we ate
Oh,
out
that would
all the
have been some
time.
good content right there,
It
especially
would
if
have
you were speaking
been
Spanish too. Oh man, that would
Oh,
have.
that would have been great. But
Yeah.
now, yeah, I think if I can get to a more fluent level in Spanish, I would love to jump back into the restaurant thing again because now I just kind of like the food trailer scene. And
Man, you
there's a
know
lot
what?
of
You
stuff around.
think you think you need a certain level of Spanish for that. And of course, obviously, like the content will be better with better Spanish, right? But I
Right.
watch guys that like travel to like I watch some weird content, right? So
Yeah.
I watch some guys that are like, I'm in Venezuela's most dangerous hood. And like they don't even speak Spanish, bro. They like speak like two words, and the people are like, hey, those guys are gonna kill you. And they're like,
Are you
I don't know
talking
what
about
you're saying.
bald and bankrupt?
I like that guy too. I don't know if I like him, but I watch his content, I should say.
That guy's got he's definitely got a personality that
Yeah. Yeah, I watched a couple other guys too. One of them actually speaks decent Spanish. His name's like Kurt Kaz or something like that. You ever seen him?
Yeah, he's like South African.
Yeah, that dude's crazy, man. Well, both of them, they're crazy. Like, yeah, he was in like Ecuador, bro, in like a very, very dangerous part. And the people were like literally like, hey,
Yeah,
don't walk
stop,
down
don't.
there, they'll kill you. And he's just like, okay, thank you. And he just keeps walking. And
It's
I'm
like
like,
good content is down here.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly how he sees it. But I'm like, man, like you're one bad day away from not being on
No,
Earth anymore.
I've seen him a lot too, and I was really surprised. And I'll never be I'll never visit another country and go, oh, I wonder what the worst neighborhood here looks like.
Nope. Yeah, that's
I'm
not my
from New
style, man.
Orleans, and I'm positive I don't know what the worst neighborhood in New Orleans looks like.
That's a good thing for sure. How
You
old
know,
are you? How old are you?
I'm 43.
43. Yeah, you
Yeah,
probably remember. So like my grandfather is from Ninth Ward, and you probably remember like when New Orleans was like the murder capital, like when it was really
yeah.
bad. Yeah, and so
I
yeah,
I have one story from the Ninth Ward, and I'll never go here. I'll never go here under any other circumstances. I used to work offshore, and so we would shuttle guys. It'd be like 1 o'clock in the morning,
yeah.
and we would go and pick up guys from different neighborhoods, and
Mm,
and then we'd go down to real South Louisiana and get on, and then go out into the Gulf of Mexico at like
yeah,
1 o'clock in the morning. We were in the Ninth Ward to pick up somebody, and it was about 1 o'clock in the morning. It was somebody hugging a light pole, and he was hugging it like he was trying to strangle it.
really,
And he was there the entire time we were waiting, where we were waiting for somebody to come into the van with us. And we're like, what's going on with this guy? And they're like, he smoked embalmment fluid. He's been holding that pole for like 8 hours.
oh man, they do that. They yeah, that used to be a thing where I was from in Texas too. That's yeah, that's bad. Sherm. That's
Yeah.
bad. That's
I was
bad
telling this,
stuff,
I
man.
was like, your neighborhood just allowing this guy to be there all day? I was like, no, I
What
already
can you
know.
do, man? What can you do?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because I don't know anything about it, but I already
Yeah, nah, that's bad, man. That's bad stuff.
I'm just trying to understand how somebody can see somebody doing that, and then why anybody else would ever do it.
You know
Like
what, man?
what about that was enticing?
If you want a real answer, because I'm the type of person, I mean, you probably can tell from like this conversation. If I know something about someone, I will ask them in a respectful way, like, why'd you do that?
Mhm.
Like, what? Why'd you do that? Everyone that I know that smokes cigarettes, I ask them, hey, what age did you start at and why? A lot of my clients up here are recovering meth addicts because there's a lot of meth up here. And I say the same thing. I said, hey, like, I know you saw people that did meth and they look how they look with no teeth and scabs and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, why did
Right.
you do it? And they all have different versions of the story, but they're just like, well, you know, someone that's like a little bit older than you, and they basically just started, right? And so they're not that guy yet. Because it takes years for you to get to that point, or like it takes, maybe a history of mental illness or something.
Right.
And so you know someone that does meth, or you know someone that smokes sherm or embalming fluid,
Right.
and you're like, yeah, this guy still went to work the next day, so it's not as bad as people say it is. And he told me it'll get you super high or something like that, right? And they do it, and before you know it, they're the guy hugging the light pole, and they don't know how they got there. So
Right. Yeah,
it's
that's
pretty
tough,
sad,
man.
man. Yeah, it's pretty sad actually. But I've always thought the same thing. I'm like, everyone says the word crackhead. Everyone knows what crack does. Why would anyone ever do crack? Like, why would you? But people do it every day. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. That's
It's
that's
crazy.
that's that is
A
true.
lot of people, yeah, a lot of people are just dealing with so much trauma, man, that I don't know if they care. I don't know if they care what happens
Right.
when they do it. So all
So
I know
let me
is you
ask
won't
you,
see me around it.
right? No, I can't mess with it, man. Now that we've been talking in English, the conversation goes in a whole different way when it's your native tongue.
Yeah.
What level of Spanish do you think someone needs to have to be able to drift through topics like that?
Um, I think I don't. That's tough to answer because I don't know like what. I guess I don't know the words to say for the level that you need to be at, but I don't think you're far away from it. I don't. I think you could probably do it now. You might not be able to say the things that you want to say, but I think, for instance, if I was saying all the same stuff that I said to you in Spanish, I think you would understand it, and you probably would think in your head like, "Ah, I kind of want to say this, but I don't have the Spanish for it." But you would
I don't
still be
have the
able to
Spanish.
navigate. Yeah, you like, I asked you a bunch of questions in Spanish, and like, yeah, it was all based on Spanish, but you answered it to the best of your ability, and you move on to the next question. I think you could do the same thing with random topics. I think the more random the topic gets, the tougher it is because
Yeah.
basically you have like this tight circle of vocabulary that you know because it's stuff that you say every day. And so even in English, um, like the further out you get, it's just words that you don't use. So when we started talking about embalming fluid, I tripped over it like 3 times when I was even trying to say it because it's not something that I ever said. Like embalming fluid, yeah, embalming fluid. I'm like,
Right.
I don't deal with embalming fluid,
Right.
so
I say words
yeah.
like that and I don't really know what the word really is. I just know how it sounds and wouldn't
Exactly.
be.
And so it's even worse in Spanish because you're like, is that even a real word? Is like, did I
It
say
might
that
not
right?
be.
Like,
It could be
yeah.
something like embalmment fluid for all I know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it might be. Yeah.
I
But
have no
the thing,
idea.
and yeah, and the difference is because we're native Spanish or native English speakers, we don't care. Like, I know what
Right.
you're talking about and you know what I'm talking about, whatever. But if it was Spanish, you would think more. You'll say, I don't know if I'm saying this right. I don't know if I should say that. And so I think
Right.
that's just the difference. I think once you get to a certain level, like I told you, I just don't care if I say stuff wrong because I know either I knew it or I just didn't know it. But either way, like, what am I going to do about it?
No, yeah, my Spanish level is it's still lacking for random communication. I kind of have to know what we're talking about, or
But
I
that's
could get
just, yeah.
lost in a second.
But I think that's just part of the process. I think if you think
Yeah.
about it in terms of like, if you think about like a kid learning their own native language, if you tell a kid, you could say bring me that whatever, they wouldn't know what the whatever is. They know what bring me that is. So through context, they're like, I'm gonna go grab something in a general area, and you learn what that is when you go grab it. You say, oh, this must be the embalming fluid. Like, but
Right.
I think yeah, the more conversations you have, the more you listen to people, you pick that stuff up, and then it just becomes a part of your vocabulary. And like I said, like the most embarrassing moments I've had in Spanish are like the most I've learned from just saying stuff completely wrong. I just never forget it. And I'm like, oh, God, I can't believe I said that, but I'll never say it again though.
Yeah. I have a few things that I remember and I retell the story a few times whenever I talk to a new Spanish teacher or something like that. And
Yeah.
when I learned Spanish with Gabriel, he's from Venezuela. He does things where it's like a story. It could be a children's type story or something like that. And I told you I couldn't really read. I mean, I couldn't really read good until I was probably in my 20s.
Hmm.
And and there's certain things too. So for example, I was doing this lesson with Gabriel and it was leprechaun and the word is leprechaun. I don't think I had ever seen that word ever. He's from
In,
Venezuela and I have
in
no
English?
idea. It's in English. It's written in English. Duende is the word in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
leprechaun is there in English, and I have no idea. And the only thing my brain could even think, because I was like, that's not a real word. It must be Spanish. and, and so I'm sitting there trying to read it in Spanish, going, leprechaun. and and
How long did it take you to realize it was a leprechaun?
so he had to tell me. He goes, no, he says that's his leprechaun. And then I'm like, well, how do you say it in English? And he's like, no, it's written in English. It says leprechaun in
Ah,
English.
damn. I know you felt embarrassed.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Oh man, I love stuff like that though. It's hilarious, man. Like I was telling Mike yesterday, or not yesterday, Sunday, that my friend in Colombia, he Google translated something to tell me in English. And you can't
the
put the tilde.
Indian.
Yeah, so he told me that he loved to eat diapers because uh when he Googled honeycomb in Spanish, like he couldn't put that on there. And so he came up with diapers. He's like, oh man, I love eating diapers, man. Diapers are just so sweet. And I was just like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? So
He Google translated something, but then he's telling you that in English.
yeah, so let me make sure. Pañal, yeah, pañal is diaper. But he just typed in panal, and for whatever reason, Google Translate decided that it did need the accent mark, and it gave him diapers. And so
Nice.
he just wanted to, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, I love eating diapers, bro. Like you need to, when you come to Colombia, we'll get you some good diapers. I'm like, no, that's okay. Like you you can keep that, bro. And I was just like, there's no way he's saying diapers. And I was like, bro, are you sure it's diapers? And he's like, yeah, diapers. Like, and then he started saying more words and he said bees. And I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. I'm like, wait, what? Tell me the word in Spanish. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, no, you're talking about a honeycomb. Like, that's not a diaper. Like, not even close.
That's hilarious. So in Spanish, the only difference between that word is the tilde on the end.
Yeah,
Indian.
which is a huge difference, right? So,
Right. Yeah, I guess that's not a
so
tilde. It's something else, right?
yeah, I don't know the word for it either, but yeah,
Yeah,
just accent mark. But yeah,
that's funny.
yeah, but I think stuff like that is hilarious, man. It's embarrassing when you do it, but really, like, no one cares. It's just funny, and it's like, oh yeah, you're learning another language. Like
Yeah,
that's what happens. Like, who cares? It's funny.
yeah, I like that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for doing this, man. This is fun. I know I'm I don't stick to one topic, and I definitely
No, it's fine. Yeah,
I kind of
I'm
float
the
all
same.
over the place.
I'm the
But yeah,
same
that's
way,
just
bro.
how I am.
I love having conversations like this, man. Like I said, I was doing a live and someone mentioned your channel. I went and checked it out. I'm like, oh yeah, this dude's super cool. Like I got to get him on the show. So yeah, man, if you ever want to do it again, let me know, man.
Yeah, yeah, I'd like to.
It'd be
Yeah,
fun.
that sounds good.
Yeah, man. So just you got my number. Stay in touch. Thank you for coming
Absolutely.
on, bro. My wife should be getting home soon. I'm hungry, man. I was just thinking when I was talking, I'm like, when is the last time I ate? Like, I'm just starving right now. Like, so yeah.
Understood. Well, cool, man. Well, thanks a lot, Jalen.
Thank you, bro. And like I said, we gotta do it again sometime. But for
Yeah,
right
that sounds
now,
good.
we're all finished. We said we are gonna do 30 minutes. It's been like an hour. So that's how you know some good conversation right there.
Yeah,
So
that was fun.
all right, man. It's recording, so I'll put it on YouTube probably tonight before I go to bed, and you'll see
That'll
it.
work.
All
All
right,
right,
man. Take
cool.
it
Hey,
easy.
before you hang up, we can cut that part. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit more about something you should look up because you do lives a lot. I just wanted to
You
wait
want me to
until
stop
after.
the recording, or you?
Yeah, no, you can record it if you want, or if you
Oh,
want to cut it,
shit.
or
Go
if you
ahead.
just put all of that on there,
Might
it
help
doesn't
somebody
matter.
else. Might help somebody. We'll leave it in there.
There's a free software called OBS, and
OBS.
yeah, OBS. So that'll be a YouTube something. I can probably tell once you start looking at it, you'll go, oh my God, that's what I can do. It can turn your live sessions into like a edited edited stream. You can change the view, you can show your screen, all kinds of things. I have like all kinds of things like set up on another phone to do different things. Like I can do filters on my face.
Oh wow.
Um I I can let me share my screen so I can show it to you. It's going to
This
look a
is
little weird.
fancy. I'm so low tech, bro. This is crazy.
And can I share my screen? Disabled by
What kind of
participants.
laptop do you have? Because I thought you were like, I don't know, your quality's super clear.
So that's because I'm using a a camera. Here, I'll
I'm gonna have to like text you over the next few days
I
about
don't
all
know
this.
if you can see my camera. Where is the hell's my camera at? Good Lord. Where?
You're facing your
Oh,
phone
oh,
facing you.
Jesus Christ. Let me flip that around there.
Oh, is it expensive?
No, that was just a regular camcorder. You could use that's another thing too, is you can actually use any camera you want. I could hook this camera up.
See, this is what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to do a little bartering, and I'm gonna have to get some tech advice from you and swap some fitness advice. That's what we're gonna have
Yeah.
to do.
So I don't know if you can see it or not because I'm here.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah, I
do it
can
like
see it.
this so
I
you
can
can
see
see.
it.
This
Yeah,
program is called OBS, and you can see how it already has the background there and us on it, and
that's crazy.
your name is on there. I have your
Oh
name
yeah.
there as
See, this is like 5 levels above me. I just literally opened my phone and just hit record.
yeah. So right now, are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Dang, the quality is really good on that too.
Is
And
it?
what are you using this microphone?
Uh I just I bought a cheap little mic on Amazon, and then I bought a USB adapter so I could plug it into the iPhone.
This mic is plugged into your phone?
Yeah, hold on. Somebody's fucking
That's
calling me. Yeah,
that sounds
this mic is yeah, that's how you know it's my phone. But yeah, this mic is plugged into my phone. The USB is in the phone.
oh, that's cool. No, I've had this computer for about 4 or 5 years, and I don't know it. I don't really know anything about it. It's just
Really?
like a gaming computer, but I don't really play games.
See, I want to get to that level, but every single time I'm just so lazy, and I'm just like, but I can just plug this into my phone and just go right now, and I didn't have to do that much setup. And but
It
I
is
know if I want
cool.
to step my content up and if I want to make more quality stuff, I should learn stuff like this. I need to stop being lazy.
No, you have to have a computer, I think, to use OBS. I don't think
Yeah,
there's a phone
exactly.
version for it.
I mean, I got my laptop right here. I just don't use it. I used it today to to delete those Zoom recordings, but
So yeah, that's why you use Zoom to record
uh-huh.
because yeah, like this was I got this on Amazon. It's just a hard drive. It's
Yeah.
4 terabytes. I think it was like
Damn,
$100.
that's crazy.
It'll hold everything that you ever want to record.
That's insane. Four
Yeah,
terabytes.
I think I probably have I don't know, probably 1,500 hours of Spanish recorded,
Ooh, that's a lot.
and that's about a terabyte now.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
maybe a
insane.
little more. But yeah,
Still,
I've been recording every lesson that I've taken for ever since 3 years now.
that's cool, man.
Okay, I didn't know you were using your phone, but
I mean,
OBS
like
is
I said, I can use my laptop, but like I said, I think, yeah, in the near future, I'm gonna have to like text you and try to get some more of this information out of you. I'm gonna make some slow step ups to my content because, like I said, I'm just doing it off my phone, super
yeah, the
basic.
content is there, and I set it up like that too. If you look at any of the videos that I post for my italki lessons, I don't edit that stuff in there. It records edited like that with the music and everything.
Wow,
This is recording right now with a little bit of music playing under it.
that's crazy.
Yeah, you can choose the song, you can choose what kind of background you want there. I also have it to where if you type something, in the chat or something like that, it could be up there.
Damn. Yeah, I gotta get on there. I gotta slowly, like I said, right now that's a lot of information. I'm like,
No, yeah, no, you can't do it all at once. I'm the same way. It's one thing at a time. And if you look at my oldest videos too, I didn't even, it gets to the point where you don't have to worry about this. It's just the same thing. Now I got my setup as easy as what you have with your phone, but it took some setting up to do it. That's when I
mm,
started. That's when I was like, oh, now I need a little light and stuff like
uh,
that. And then I got
yeah,
this
see,
thing on Amazon too.
that's what I need to start doing. I need to start making some slow step ups. You motivated me to step it up a little bit.
Yeah, well,
So.
you motivated me too, man. I'm not gonna keep you, dude. Go ahead and get something to eat, man. I appreciate you hanging out with me for a little while. It was nice to meet you.
All right, man. It was nice to meet you too. I appreciate it. And like I said, I'll upload this tonight and we gotta do it again sometime.
Sounds good, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right, take it easy.